Hello and welcome to another On Deck Baseball gameplay video. We are finally diving back into that King of the Hill tournament. It's been about, a couple of weeks, maybe a month since we've had our last game, and I felt like it's time to get back rolling in this tournament as the 1956 New York American League Club is defending the throne against their newest challenger, 1965 Minnesota. If you could, hit a thumbs up, leave a comment below. That all helps these videos gain some traction. Let's take a look at this lineup for Minnesota. 1956 New York is going to remain pretty much the same, so let's go through these players. At shortstop, we have Zoilo Versal. This is a player I did not know much about, but a 273 average, 19 home runs. He was a big spark plug for 1965 Minnesota and the years around that. Then we have Jerry Kindle. He's your second baseman. Below average defender. He's got some speed, not a great hitter. This lineup does have a few gaps in it, so it'd be interesting to see how they play against 1956 New York. Tony Oliva, Hall of Famer, 321 average, 16 home runs in 1965. Harmon Killebrew, the killer, he is going to be your DH today, as we have a DH in this King of the Hill tournament. Obviously, a lot of power for Killebrew. Don Mincher will be playing first base, 251 average, 22 home runs. Jimmy Hall, your center fielder, he's got some speed, about pretty decent fielder in the outfield. Bobby Allison, he is going to be your left fielder. Great arm out in left field, can play all outfield positions. Obviously a lot of power for Bobby Allison and some speed. These ratings over here, you could tell that their batting averages for 1965 Minnesota was not stellar. So again, it'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. Rich Rollins, your third baseman. Pretty good defender. He's got a good arm over at third base, but again, those batting averages are not very high. On-base percentage pretty low as well. And then Earl Batty, rocket for an arm behind the plate. He's going to be your catcher, 297 hitter with 6 home runs. We're going to see who our pitching matchup is today. For the returning champions, we're going to have Tom Sturdivant. He is a 3.3 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, with a record of 16-8 in 1956. And then Mudcat Grant will be getting the start for 1965 Minnesota. 21-7 record with a 3.3 ERA and a 1.16 WHIP. The stats are very similar for these two players, for these two pitchers, especially when you look at the ratings. Some of the ratings are very similar, but the big difference here is going to be the stamina endurance. Mudcat Grant is going to go deep into this ball game. Tom Sturdivant might not go too deep. He does have a 5 stamina, which means we'll start rolling on his fatigue chart after the 5th inning, but a 2 endurance is going to make those rolls kind of tough. Now, 1956 New York can be found in the History's Best of the Best 7 set, while 1965 Minnesota can be found in the History's Best of the Best 10 set, one of the sets that just released. So before much further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this game in first pitch and start rolling and see how this one plays out. 1956 New York has defended their crown once. I believe this is their 3rd game that they will be playing in the King of the Hill tournament as we switch these pitchers up. And with that, let's start rolling. King of the Hill game number 28. We'll get our dice all set up. And as usual, I do put on, when I'm using score sheets, paper score sheets, pen and paper, I put down the ratings for the opposing pitcher on the score sheet. It makes the game go a little bit faster. This particular tournament I am not using the tablet for. If you've been following along with my On Deck Baseball Legends League, I've been using the tablet for that with pretty good success. I kind of enjoy it. But for me, there is no substitute for pen and paper. I do like the more tangible being able to use the pen and paper. All right, so with that, Zoilo Versal is going to be the leadoff man against Tom Sturdivant as we kick off game number 28 for King of the Hill. And here comes first pitch. So we got righty versus righty. It's going to be a -1. It's going to go down to a pitcher's card. And we have a 6-4 is going to be a ground out. And our ground out is going to go to shortstop. So I will be reading the blue die first. And that's going to be a 6-3 for our first out of the game. Here comes Jerry Kindle. Kindle is a right-handed batter. It's going to be -3 on that roll. That's going to be a batter's card as it falls down to a 6. But a 6-2 looks like it's going to get us another ground ball. And that ground ball is going to go to second. So a 4-3 for the second out of the inning. And here comes Tony Oliva, Hall of Famer. He is a left-handed batter, so it's going to be a +2. He was great against righties, not so much against lefties. So the New York bullpen might look for lefties going into the later innings. So it's going to be a +2, as I mentioned. That's going to be a batter's card for Oliva. A 9-5, and it looks like we got our first base hit of the game, as that base hit is going to go to center. And we have a single with 2 out. And here comes Killer, another Hall of Fame, 269 average, 25 home runs. He did seem like he was injured maybe a little bit of the 1965 season. Not as many at-bats in the surrounding seasons for Killebrew. So he is a right-handed batter. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Killebrew, trying to make an impact here. 4-10 is going to be a fly out. So he does get it lifted in the air, but he is going to fly out to center field for the final out of the top of the first. And now that's going to bring us to 1956 New York. Mudcat Grant on the mound for 1965 Minnesota. And the first batter is going to be Hank Bauer. Bauer, a right-handed batter, so it's going to be righty versus righty. It's a -2. That's going to be a batter's card for Bauer. And a 3-2 is going to be a strikeout. So Grant gets him down on strikes, swinging through a slider. And here comes Joe Collins. Collins, he is your first baseman for 1956 New York. I do have the score sheet from last game. Collins went 1 for 5. So not many hits for New York in the last game. There was a home run by McDougald, but they did win, I believe, 4-2. All right, so Collins is a left-handed batter. It's going to be a -1, and that's going to be a batter's card for Collins. But a 1-6 is going to be a ground ball, and that ground ball is going to shortstop, 6-3. So we got 2 away here now in the bottom of this first, with the Commerce coming up to bat. 1956, a fantastic year for him. 353 average, 52 home runs, 10 stolen bases, and 2 caught stealings. Fantastic outfielder, as we know. Let's see how Mickey does in this situation. He's going to be a switch hitter, so he'll be batting from the left side against the righty. And he is a 4, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Mudcat Grant, though. And a 10-1 is going to be a pop-out. So the pop-out is going to go to left field as Mickey Mantle gets jammed and hits it to short left for the third out here in the bottom of the first. We head now to the top of the second. No score here in game number 28 of the King of the Hill tournament. And Don Mincher is going to be the batter. Mincher, a left-handed batter, is going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Sturdivant. A 7-9 is going to be a base hit, so Mincher is aboard with nobody out. Let's see if Minnesota can get things rolling here. Jimmy Hall is going to be the batter, left-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Hall. And 8-1 is a ground ball, and we have a possible double play here. That ground ball is going to go to first. Collins over at first is a 4 defender. Mincher needs an 8 to make it safely at second. He does not. That's a 3-6. And then a shortstop, McDougald, is a 4. And Hall is going to need a 1, 2, 3, or 10 to beat that one out. And he does. So it's going to be a fielder's choice, as Hall will beat out the turn. And we have a man on first with 1 away now. That's going to bring up Bobby Allison, hidden down in the lineup. I did get this lineup from a regular season game. However, because of the DH, there is one slight modification, and that is Mincher getting a start at first base and Killebrew moving over to DH. So Allison, a right-handed batter, it's going to be -2. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Sturdivant. And a 10-3 is a flyout. That flyout is going to go to left. And here comes Rich Rollins. He was a good third baseman for Minnesota. Played several years in the Twin Cities. It is going to be a righty versus righty. It's -2. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And a 7-2 is going to be a ground ball. And that is going to be the final out, as there were already 2 outs. And the 4-3 is going to end it here in the top of the second. We head over now to the bottom of the second. Part of the order for New York. Always a dangerous part. And that's going to bring up Yogi Berra, the left-handed batter. Berra, 298 with 30 home runs in 1956. The left-handed batter is going to be a equal roll, and that's going to be a batter's card for Berra. A 10-2 at 2 rolled in. So very slowly, it's going to be a pop out as he gets jammed by Grant, and he pops out to third base. New York has yet to get a hit in this one, and that's going to bring up Skowron. He is a right-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Skowron. And a 2-2 looks like he's going to get cut down by Grant. Yep, that's going to be a strikeout. So 2 away here in the bottom of the second. And Enos Slaughter. Slaughter not necessarily known for his New York days, but he batted .289 in 1956. Got some playing time. Good outfielder. Taking his turns out in left field. Alright, it's going to be a left-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. And an 8-6 is going to be a ground out. So Grant is dealing so far, as that ground ball is going to go to first for 3U, as Mincher will pick it up, and we get to roll on Grant's poise chart to see if he gets an increase. We'll roll 1 die, we roll an 8, and he does. He is now up to a 4-5 with that, a -4, -5. So that will be good going into the bottom of the third. So first, we're going to go to the top of the third. Sturdivant, not doing as great as Grant, but he is having a solid outing so far. Has allowed 3 base runners, a couple of singles, and a fielder's choice. That's going to bring up Earl Batty, the number 9 hitter and catcher for Minnesota. He is a righty. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Batty. And a 3-1 is a strikeout. Sturdivant gets his first strikeout of the game. Going to return to the top of the order now. Versal coming up. He is 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Versal. A 6-4 is a ground ball plus. We're going to see where it goes. That ground ball goes to third base. The arm for carryover at third base is a 4. And the risk over here is going to be a 50-50 shot that Versal will get an infield base hit. We roll a 4, and he does not. Carey guns him down on a 5-3. Big time play, and that strong arm over at third base definitely comes in handy. And now Kindle is going to be the batter with 2 away. It's going to be -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Sturdivant. A 10-1 is a lineout, and that lineout's going to end it as the shortstop McDougald will go to his side and snag it for the third out here in the top of the third. Now going to the bottom of the third, as we mentioned, Grant got that increase, so it's going to be a little harder for these New York players to get a batter's card. Up comes a good friend of Mickey Mantle, Billy Martin. It's going to be a -2 now on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Martin. See if he can get the first hit here for New York. And an 8-8 is going to be a double plus. Let's see where that double goes. That double goes to right field. Arm is 4 for Oliva. I don't think we're going to be trying to go to third on a 30% chance. Nope, Billy Martin is going to stay in there with a stand-up double as New York gets their first hit of the game. That's going to bring up McDougald now. McDougald, as I mentioned, had a home run in the last game. He went 1 for 4 with that home run. And we have a -1 on the roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. A 5-1 is a flyout, so he gets under it, but not enough, as he will fly out to left field for the first out here in the bottom of the third. Carey, who made that great play last half inning, he is your batter now. He batted .237 with 7 home runs in 1956. A right-handed batter, it's going to be -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. A 1-6 is going to be a flyout. So Carey will get under it as well, and he will fly out to left as well, as Allison's getting some work out there in left field. That's going to bring us to the top of the order now. Hank Bauer with a man in scoring position and 2 away. It's going to be -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. A 9-3 is a flyout, so 3 consecutive flyouts after the leadoff double, and a flyout to center is going to be the third out here in the bottom of the third. That's going to bring us to the top of the fourth. Tony Oliva will be leading off for 1965 Minnesota. He is 1 for 1 with a single. Up against Tom Sturdivant, who's pitching still pretty good. It's going to be, let's see, righty. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Oliva. And a 5-3 is going to be a fly out. So a lot of fly balls here. And that one's going to go to center field. That's going to bring up Killebrew 0 for 1. He flew out to center for his first at-bat. And it's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Killebrew. A 9-6 is going to be a base hit. So Killebrew is aboard with the third hit of the night for Minnesota. And that's going to bring up Don Mincher, who has one of the other 3 hits. He is a left-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. And that's going to be a batter's card for Mincher. But a 1-6, he's going to get cut down by Sturdivant on strikes. And he misses and swings right through a fastball. We have 2 away with a man on first. Jimmy Hall now the batter, left-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Hall. And a 1-2 is another strikeout. So back-to-back Ks is going to get Sturdivant out of the top of the 4th. And still no score here going into the bottom of the 4th between 1965 Minnesota and 1956 New York. With Mudcat Grant still dealing, he's only allowed 1 hit so far. We head to the bottom of the 4th, and Joe Collins will be the batter. It's going to be -2 now since Mudcat Grant has that upgrade, and it's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. A 10-8. It's just missed a possible home run, but it's going to be a single as Collins gets the second hit for New York, and we have a man on first with nobody out. That's going to bring up Mantle, who's 0 for 1, popped out after he got jammed, popped out to left. He's going to be batting from the left side. It's going to be equal roll now, and it's going to be a pitcher's card. So Mantle can't get control of the at-bat, and a 7-5 is going to be a ground ball, possible double play here. Ground ball goes to short. The shortstop for Sal is just a 2. 2 on Collins, though, might be pretty good. He's not that fast. So a 2, 5, or 10 is a safe at second. He does not get it. That's a 6-4. The second baseman on the turn is Kendall. He's also just a 2. Not great defense for 1965 Minnesota. Mantle has a 60% chance of beating this out. He rolls a 2, and he does. So Mantle is aboard with a fielder's choice, so we just trade runners and now have 1 out. That's going to bring up Berra. Berra 0 for 1. He popped out after he got jammed by Grant. And it's going to be a -1 now. And that's going to be a batter's card for Berra. And a 6-8 is going to be a base hit. Berra is aboard. Mantle goes to second. We have first and second with 1 away. And Scourin the batter. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. A 1-2 is a strikeout. Scourin looks at a third strike on the corner. And that's a second out of the inning. With Slaughter now the batter and 2 on. Lefty, it's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. Looks like Grant has a good chance of getting out of this. A 6-7, and he does. Slaughter is going to ground out to third base for the final out here in the bottom of the 4th. So still no score going to the top of the 5th. Sturdivant getting close to having a roll on that fatigue chart, but not quite yet. He will going into the 6th. As Bobby Allison will be your leadoff hitter here for 1965 Minnesota in the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be -2. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Sturdivant. A 5-7 is a flyout. Both these pitchers are pitching very well as that fly ball is going to go to left. Rich Rollins now the batter. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to second. It's going to be a -2. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And a 4-3 is a ground ball. That grounder is going to go to third, a 5-3 for your second out here in the top of the 5th. Earl Batty, now the batter, he struck out in the top of the 3rd. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Sturdivant. And we have a 6-8 is going to be a flyout. So a 1-2-3 inning for Sturdivant as that fly ball is going to go to center. And we have 3 away in the top of the 5th, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Still no score against these 2 powerful teams. Going to be at the bottom a third of the lineup here for New York. And that's going to bring up Billy Martin, who's 1 for 1 with a double. Gotten into scoring position to lead off the bottom of the 3rd, but couldn't come around to score as the Yankees couldn't capitalize. It's going to be a -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. A 6-3 is a ground ball. Martin is going to ground out to third on a 5-3. Gil McDougald now the batter. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Grant. A 4-7 is a situation. We got to get our excuse me, situation charts. Let's see how this one plays out. We got our situation. Gonna roll. We got a 1-6 is going to be on the pitcher. Oh, that's what New York is looking for, but certainly not what Grant and the 1965 Minnesota team wanted. We're going to roll one die. You roll a 3. Pitcher begins to feel discomfort in throwing shoulder. Catcher calls team trainer to the mound. Pitcher is pulled from the game for precautionary measures. That means Grant is coming out of the game. That is not good news for Minnesota, as he has just been completely dealing in this game. But Minnesota, one advantage they do have over 1956 New York is that they have a fantastic bullpen. And with them needing some innings, it looks like they're going to go with lefty. I have a bunch of righties coming up, but we need some length in this pen. Let's see. Well, let's get through the righties and then we'll work it out. Looks like Al Worthington is going to be coming in to face McDougald and Carey and possibly Bauer. And then we'll look at a left-handed option moving forward from there. So it looks like Worthington's going to get a few innings here, possibly, as he comes in for 1965 Minnesota. And we'll have a pitch and change, and we will change. That really hurts. Mudcat Grant was pitching so well. You hate to see that happen. But you never know. All right, so Worthington, he'll be facing against McDougald as Grant came out in the middle of that at-bat. It's going to be a -1. It's going to be a pitcher's card for Worthington, and he comes in hot. He will strike out McDougald for the second out of the bottom of the 5th. And that's going to bring up Carey now with 2 away. Now, if he doesn't pitch 3 batters, he will not have to roll on his fatigue chart next inning. So he does have a 1, but have to pitch to 3 batters to have it count as an inning. So we're going to go forward with that. It's going to be a -3 on the roll. That's going to go down to a pitcher's card. And it looks like he will. Oh, it's a possible error. I thought it was a strikeout or a ground out, but it's not. It's a possible error. That is going to be on a 4-5, a ground ball. See where that ground ball goes. It's going to go to shortstop. That shortstop is the leadoff hitter, Vassal. It is his primary position. We're going to roll one die. Only a 20% chance of not making an error. And it is a 1-base error as Carey reaches on a boot by Vassal over at shortstop. And now that has double implications. Not only does it continue the inning, but now because he's going to be facing a 3rd batter this inning, we will have to roll on his fatigue chart going into the bottom of the 6th. And that's going to bring up Hank Bauer with 1 on and 2 away. -3 is a roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card for Worthington. And a 7-10 is a base hit. And Carey is going to be at second on the short single. And we have 2 away, but 2 on, and Collins coming up. Worthington's got to get out of this before getting to the heart of this lineup. And it's going to be a -2. Sorry, let's see. He is a left-handed batter. It's so it's still a -2, so not too bad against lefties. It's going to be a pitcher's card for Worthington, and a 4-1 is a ground ball. Worthington will get out of it without any damage, as that ground ball is going to go to second, a 4-3, to end the bottom of the 5th. And we're going to head over now to the top of the 6th. Sturdivant, the one who I didn't think would make it this far, actually still in the game with a chance to roll, and I think we will take that chance as he is pitching pretty well. I'm going to take 1 die, we'll roll, and I get a 10. It is a -1. So he is going down to a 2-3 now. A 2 against lefties and a 3 against righties. As Vassal will be leading off. He made the error in the last half inning, but no harm, no foul. Didn't lead to any runs for New York. So Vassal is a right-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll now. That's going to be a batter's card for him. And a 4-5 is going to be a ground ball. So that ground ball is going to go to short on a 6-3. Kindle now, he's 0 for 2. It's going to be a -2 on a roll. That's going to be a batter's card for him. A 1-2 is a strikeout. So Sturdivant's still pitching well. If he gets this out against Oliva, we can roll on his poise chart. We'll see what happens. It's going to be +3 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Oliva. A 10-4, he does get it. It's going to be a line out to second base, and we can check to see if Sturdivant gets an increase here. That would be really handy going into the next inning. We get a 4, he does not. So it's no change, which make it tough for him to continue on, but we'll get there next half inning. Right now we're going to the bottom of the 6th. We are going to have to roll on Worthington because he pitched more than 3 batters and he has a max stamina of 1. So we will roll 1. It's a -2 as we roll the 9. It's going to go down to a 2-3, and it's the heart of the order. So let's see how that works out. Not sure we're going to keep him in very long, but he'll be facing against Mantle, who'll be batting from the left side, and it's a +2 on a roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Mantle, his first batter's card of the game. And we roll a 5-9, which is going to be a walk. So Mantle is aboard with a walk. You know, I would have thought about stealing, but Batty with a 5 arm behind the plate, Mantle 4 speed, I don't think we're going to do it. That's going to bring up Berra. Yogi Berra is 1 for 2. Got a single back in the 4th and popped out in the 2nd. And the left-handed batter is going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Berra. And a 10-5 is going to be a ground ball. We got a possible double play out of this. Ground ball is going to go to shortstop. The shortstop, Versal, is just a 2 on Mantle. And a 5 is going to get Mantle at second. And a 6-4. The second baseman Kindle is a 2 as well on Berra. Not very fast. We roll 1, and a 6-4-3 double play is going to erase the runner and give us 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And Bill Scourin will now be the batter. Scourin 0 for 2. As he'll be facing against Worthington, who's tiring on the mound. We do have the arms going in the pen. It's going to be a +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Worthington. And a 6-6 is going to be a grounder. Scourin's going to ground out to third base for the final out here in the bottom of the 6th. We head now to the top of the 7th. Sturdivant, we're going to have to roll on him if we want to keep him in. But I don't think we are. I think we're going to go to the pen as New York is going to take Sturdivant out. He pitched a great 6 innings of start, though, and that's going to bring in Tom Morgan. Bob Grimm is not available as he needs 2 days of rest, having pitched last game. So Morgan, a right-handed pitcher, he will come in and face the right-handed batter in Killebrew to start off the top of the 7th. Killebrew is 1 for 2 with a single, and it's going to be, let me just fix this real quick. Morgan can go 2 innings, and it's going to be +1 for Killebrew. That's a batter's card for him. A 7-3 is a walk, so Killebrew is aboard for the 2nd time. That's going to bring up Don Mincher, left-handed batter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That goes up to a batter's card for Mincher. Pretty dangerous card here, but he is going to ground out to third base. The third baseman, Carey, is playing some top-notch defense down there. He's a 4. Killebrew is already out, so a 5-4 on the turn. The second baseman is Martin, who's a 4 as well. Great defense for this New York team. A 7, 8, and 9 is Mincher safe, and it is a 6, so a 5-4-3 double play erases the runner here in the top of the 7th. And we have 2 away with Jimmy Hall, the batter. Hall, the left-handed batter, it's going to be +1 on a roll. That's going to be a batter's card for him. And a 3-2 is a strikeout as Morgan comes in and works a quick inning here in the top of the 7th. As we move to the bottom of the 7th now, Worthington, I believe, is coming out. Can't risk another roll on him. But we do have, let's see, we got a lefty coming up in Slaughter. Dick Stigman is going to come in. He could also go 2 innings. So, as I mentioned, the bullpen for Minnesota is pretty good. Much better than 1956 New York. However, with him being a lefty coming in, he is going to face one lefty and then pretty much predominantly righties from there. But he is kind of a backwards pitcher. He does very good against righties, so it might not be too much of a risk. And that's going to bring up Slaughter, as I mentioned, in the bottom of the 7th here. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Stigman. A 6-4 is a ground out. That ground ball is going to go to third, 5-3. Billy Martin now the batter. He is 1 for 2 with a double back in the third. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Stigman. And a 2-6 is a fly ball. That fly ball is going to be caught on the track in right, as Oliva will come down with it. And that's going to bring up McDougald, who is 0 for 2, not having a great game. He struck out back in the 5th and flew out in the 3rd. It's going to be an equal roll, though, and that's a batter's card for McDougald. A 3-3, though, is going to be a line out. He'll get good wood on it, but he's going to line out to short. So after 7 complete, we still have no score here. Going into the top of the 8th, 1965 Minnesota against 1956 New York. Morgan's going to stay in the game here. He can go 2 innings, as I mentioned. And that's going to bring up Bobby Allison. Pretty good card there, some pop. He is a right-handed pitcher against a right-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be batter's card for Allison. A 9-9 is a home run. We have our first run of the game. Bobby Allison pops one, and that's going to go deep into the night over in left field for a 1-run home run, a solo shot to lead off the 8th here. And Minnesota in 1965 takes a 1-run lead against 1956 New York. Rich Rollins is going to be the batter now. Not great welcome to the 8th for Morgan, but he's going to carry on and see if he can get through the rest of this inning. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card for him. An 8-1 is going to be a ground ball. That ground ball is going to go to right. Earl Batty, now the batter. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball. He is a righty. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Morgan. An 8-7 is a base hit. So Batty is aboard with his first hit of the game. And we have 1 on with 1 out and heading back to the top of the order. Versal coming up. He's 0 for 3, grounded out 3 times. It's going to be +1 on the roll. It's going to go up to a batter's card. Can Minnesota contribute more to this score? It's going to be a ground ball, though, and that ground ball is going to go right back to the pitcher. The pitcher is a 2. A 2 on Batty on second. He's only got a 20% chance of making that. He does not. So that is a 1-4. The second baseman, Martin, is a 4 on Versal. A 50-50 shot. He does not get it. A 1-4-3 double play is going to get Morgan out of the top of the 8th, but not before he surrenders a solo shot to Bobby Allison to put Minnesota up by a score of 1-0 heading into the bottom of the 8th. Stigman. He was a new pitcher, so he can still go another inning before having to get rolled on. And that's going to be Andy Carey here to lead off the bottom of the 8th. It's going to be a -1 on a roll. That goes down to a pitcher's card. An 8-3 is a walk, so Carey is aboard with nobody out, and we're heading back to the top of the order. This could be a good chance for New York to get on the board or even possibly take the lead. It's going to be a -1 on the roll. That's going to go down to a pitcher's card. An 8-10, though, is a double. That is going to move Carey over to third, as we now have second and third with nobody out. And the good part of this New York ball club in the lineup coming up. It's going to be lefty versus lefty, -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Collins. A 4-3 is going to be a fly out, a possible sacrifice here, as that fly ball is going to go to left. Allison with a rocket arm out there, that is not going to happen. So a fly ball to left is going to be the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Mickey Mantle with second and third and only 1 away. Let's see, Mantle is going to be batting from the right side this time. It's a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Mantle. And he's got some pop over there. The New York club is down 1-0. Let's see what happens here. A 7-10 is going to be a base hit. That's going to score carry. Bauer is going to move over to third, and a 1 RBI single is going to tie the game as Mantle comes through to tie it up for 1956 New York, and that's going to bring up Yogi Berra with runners on first and third with 1 away. Berra is going to be the left-handed batter. It's going to be a +1 on a roll for him. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 9-9 is a possible home run. It's going to be a -3 on a possible home run off the pitcher's card. Berra is a 5. We're going to roll 1 die and add 2 to the roll. 6 and above is a home run. And that's going to be a 7. That is going to be a 3-run shot for Yogi Berra, as New York will take a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning on a 3-run blast from Yogi. We are going to have to roll now on Stigman, as he's given up more than 3 runs in this inning. Roll on his poise check. It's going to be no change, so that's okay. He's going to be able to stay in there. But after giving up 4 runs, he now surrenders the lead over to New York, and he's not out of the inning yet. He's got 1 away, and Scouring will be the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Stigman. A 1-4 is going to be a strikeout, 2 away, and now Slaughter the batter. Slaughter, it's going to be lefty versus lefty. It's equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And a 4-7 is going to be a line out. That is going to line out of the inning, as he will line out to first. That was a little confusing what I said there, but that is the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 8th. New York jumps out in front by a score of 4-1 going into the top of the 9th. And Morgan, do I keep him in or try to shut it down with another pitcher? Let's see who we have here. Grimm, as I mentioned, is not available. He'd be a -2 coming in. Wow, they don't have much. Well, we're going to have to go with Rip Coleman. Coleman's going to come in. He had some innings in 1956. Not a great way to try and close out a ball game, but 1956 does have a 3-run cushion. We'll see if Coleman can hold on to it for 1956 New York. And that is going to bring up the second batter in the lineup, which is Jerry Kindle. Coleman is a lefty, so we put in the lefty to get after Oliva a little bit, who's the next batter here in the inning. And Kindle is the righty, so it's going to be a +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Coleman. A 1-9 is a pop out, so he'll get Kindle jammed, and he will pop out behind the plate as Berra will pick it up for the first out. And here comes Oliva. So this is the reason why we brought in Coleman, the left-handed pitcher. It's going to be an equal roll, and he still gets the batter's card. And a 7-4, though, is going to be a fly out for the second out of the inning, as he will fly out to center. We have 2 away here in the top of the 9th, and Killebrew is the last hope for 1965 Minnesota, as there's nobody on and they're down by 3. It's going to be a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a big-time batter's card for Killer. We roll 1. Oh, 9-10. Killebrew gets a hold of 1, as he will hit a solo shot, bringing Minnesota within 2 now, as that is the 3rd home run of the game. 2 by Minnesota and 1 by New York. And now we have a 4-2 ball game, and Don Mincher the batter. He could certainly do the same thing. He's got some pop as well. It's going to be an equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. Can Coleman close it out? Oh my God. 9-10. I thought it was almost another possible home run off a pitcher's card, but it's not. It's going to be a single, as Mincher is aboard. Coleman certainly making it interesting here. Jimmy Hall is going to be the next batter. He's a lefty as well. So let's see if the lefty arm can get out of this, as Coleman has given up a solo shot and has 1 on with 2 away here. An equal roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Hall. 3-9 is going to do it. That is going to be a fly out to right field. to end the game, as New York will win this one by a score of 4-2. As it got very interesting here in the latter part of the game, the last couple of innings. And that is going to give Morgan the win. Coleman will get a save. Sturdivant gets a no decision. And that loss is going to be saddled on Stigman, as Grant and Worthington will both get no decisions. That was a fun one. I think we got to give... Let's see. Mantle tied it, but Berra with the blast that put New York ahead. I think he is your player of the game. Yogi Berra, he goes 2 for 4 with a home run, 3 RBIs, and a run scored. Mantle a close second, tying the game, and Sturdivant actually probably a close second or third, as he goes 6 innings without allowing a run. That was an exciting one, guys. If you could hit that thumbs up, leave a comment below. I do appreciate that. Let's get into some statistics for these pitchers. Before that, just a reminder, 1956 New York is part of the best, history's best of the best series, set number 7, and 1965 Minnesota, part of the history's best of the best series, set number 10. So Sturdivant goes 6 innings. He allows 1, 2, 3 hits, no runs. He walked 0. Fantastic start for him, and he strikes out 4. He faced 9, 18, 21 batters without giving up a home run. Morgan, the next pitcher, come in. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 with 1 run allowed, no walks, struck out 1, and faced 7 while giving up 1 home run. And then Coleman comes in, he pitches 1, gives up 2 hits, 1 run off that home run by Killebrew, no walks and no strikeouts. On the Minnesota side, Grant, who had to come out of the game due to sudden fatigue, he pitched 4 1/3, and he pitched fantastic. He only gave up, let's see, 3 hits, no runs. He got the first 6 batters of the game out. He didn't walk any. He struck out 2 batters while facing only 16 because he came out early. And then we had Worthington, who came in and pitched 1 2/3. He gave up just 1 hit, no runs, so he pitched pretty good in relief, having to come in early without a whole lot of warm-up. And he pitched to 7 batters. Gave up no runs, no home runs. Stigman, on the other hand, he comes in, he pitches 2 innings. He gives up 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 1. He struck out 1. He faced 10 batters and gave up that big home run to Yogi Berra. So that is game number 28, 1956 New York. They retain the throne on top of the hill as they continue as the Kings of the Hill to face off against their next challenger in game number 29. We'll have a vote in the Facebook community group, so be sure to check that out. I do appreciate you guys joining me for this fun one, as 1956 New York takes down 1965 Minnesota by a score of 4-2. You guys have a great night. Thanks.